Hello, this is Amanda Burma with froglogic, and today we'll be going over how to use the Squish Script Console to help you with your manual scripting or troubleshooting in a script. We'll begin by setting a breakpoint in our script and running to that line. Once we reach our breakpoint, the Squish Script Console is now available. From here, anything that I would manually script or may have recorded, I can enter in the script console and have an immediate output. This is helpful when trying to determine if the way you've changed to find an object is still working, or if a particular property value that's being returned from an equation, from an object that you're looking for, and its properties, if anything matches what you're looking for and has the expected output result. So for example, if I want to find out about this Q tool button, I may create a line in here, and now I have all the properties of that button available that I can verify. Now that goes beyond just what's listed here, and it's all about what's available in, I'm using Qt here, the Qt API for that particular widget type or control type. So that's a button. Let's say that we wanted to work with a table. There's information in a table such as row count or other settings in a table. And we haven't interacted with the table. You don't typically interact with the table directly, but it's still something that we can work with. So we'll use the pick tool to go out and select that table. That's going to show us the table in the application objects tree, show us its properties, but let's say we want to play around with how we might script with that table. I'm going to add that table to the object map just in case it's not already there, and then I'll copy its symbolic name. I could also use its real name from the script console. So from here I'm going to call this table, and remember, when you're working with objects you always want to wait for the object. And so now that we have that table, let's say that we want to look at, you can see a number of different properties here. Let's look at its row count. So if I just simply enter .row count, I can see its row count, right? So that's something where I have that listed in the properties, and it's something I may want to use in my script. For example, before I get started clicking the add button, here I might say table equals and set that equal to table so that I have my initial table value. I can also log that. Now, later on, I may want to again look at the row count again and collect that information and make sure that after I add one item, the row count is now its initial value plus 1. But let's say that there's properties outside of what's listed in the properties list that I'm interested in using to help my script. If we take a look at this table object, and it's a Q table widget. So depending on the toolkit you're working with, your widget, your control names, etc., those classes are all different. What I'm able to do is search for this item, and we'll do it based on Qt5 because that might make a difference. And we can see our search result here is showing Q table widget class. So now I can see all of the properties of that class, any functions, etc., and I have all of that available, and I can use those from within my script. For example, set current cell takes in the row and column integer. So if we come back and look at our address book, we can see nothing's selected. But let's come back to the console, and I could do table dot set current cell, and we'll just do it at 0, 0. Now if we look back at our application, we can see that that's set. So there's things that you can do, things that you can drive from your script, maybe change the sort order, access other information that may otherwise not be something that you record or may not be something from the standard properties list. Using the script console to get your immediate feedback versus stepping through the script while manually scripting to troubleshoot and modify things can save you a lot of time. Download an evaluation at froglogic.com/evaluate and see our other resources at froglogic.com/resources.